just had somewhat of a breakdown recently after my new baby boy was born, and there was nothing really negative about that for me at all. It adds more responsibility, but I don't mind. My wife is amazing, especially now that I found this. She understands why I sometimes have difficulty relating to kids. It's not that I don't want to interact with them. It's not that I am trying to avoid them. I want to. I love my kids. God, I love my kids. I do anything for my kids. Anything that I'm capable of. That would include sacrificing my life for my kids. I was thinking about a video I watched earlier where a dude was talking about his dog. I think it was a Swedish guy on this particular subject, Asperger's. He was talking about misleading or often misinterpreted common symptoms that the general population lists as criteria for people like us. If you are people like us, I have a very firm belief that I am now. I do not have a professional diagnosis, mind you, but I intend to obtain one, and I am certain beyond any shadows of any doubts that I have this Asperger Syndrome or some other form of high-functioning autism. I am definitely in that autism spectrum disorder range there. Whatever that thing was called, I can't remember. Because I'm distracted. Anyways. The reason, there's a lot of reasons for that. Mostly there's the thing with my mom and the test, and the fact my mom suffers from pretty much the exact same thing, and my 88-year-old grandma is suffering from the exact same thing. The fact that my grandmother was just unconditionally a loving woman. She was, if I were ever to, she is what Christians should be. Religion and my logic have their own discrepancies there. I might get into that later. It's not the religion. Don't get me wrong, I believe in God, but I'm going to say this and then stop at that before I just rant on for another hour here. What defies my logic and I just can't get on board with is how all of these people can say that just because they believe in a slight difference, they're going to be persecuted for it, or just because they don't feel the need to harass and persecute someone for their sexual orientation. Why do that? What does it matter to you? Unless they're doing it in your house, in your bedroom, where you can see them, what the fuck does it matter to you? Why do you care? So, off the subject. It's one of those things that doesn't make sense to me. It's not logical. For whatever reason, this is something that bothers most normal people, and I don't know why. I am not gay. I really am not gay in any way, shape, or form. I have 2 kids to prove that, and I'm married. But I have a very high tolerance, I think, for gay people. Anyone that's different. Anyone that what I see as the normal population decides that, you know, they decide that they're different, they're weird, they're abnormal, and they cast them out. It's anyone that's cast out, pretty much, unless it's like the fucking Al-Qaeda, because those guys can kiss my ass. But anyone that's cast out for a sole reason of being different, I'm on their side. I don't care, automatically I'm on their side. I was raised in the South, very traditionally. That's probably a lot of the reasons I left, is I despised, I loathed the discrimination that's still there, the racism. It's not logical to me, it doesn't make sense. I can't understand why these people waste so much energy on something so meaningless as skin color. It will never make sense to me. I was forced into baptism. Literally, every person in the church was white, and it was the same story on the other side of it. There were churches that everyone that went there was black, and if I were to go to that church, I would not be accepted there. It's not just the white people that has the racism there. It's everyone in certain areas. I don't know. I don't understand it on either side. I'm not going to take either side with that. I'm going to stand in the middle telling you, both of you, you're fucking stupid. Because you are. Now that was way off track. I should turn this off like I said I would a long time ago because I want a cigarette. But I'm obsessed at the moment. I think you'll find the longer that I leave this camera on, the more comfortable I will become. And if by whatever way I may eventually persuade myself to post this, you will be able to see how I can go from the kid that is weird, awkward, and has something wrong with him to what seems like a completely normal guy. I have a theory behind that, and this is just more rambling in my head. It's shit rolling around. I think that because of my ability to retain memories and just catalog shit, useless shit, I think it's entirely possible that I am able to catalog every single social situation in an accessible form of memory. Maybe it's not quite conscious memory, but it's not the same as what normal people would be developing as it's like if you go to a certain spot to go fishing and you put your foot down by hanging off the bridge and a wasp bites you from under the bridge. If you do that once, twice, 3 times, you will eventually learn that if you go to that bridge and hang your leg off, the wasp is going to bite your fucking leg. I would know that after one time. I would never go back. I'm terrified of wasps and any other flying, biting insects. I hate them. I have an unnatural fear. Probably has something to do with me being attacked by many of them when I was a kid. Ran over nests with my ATVs, and it wasn't pleasant. You know, if there's no other point to this video other than to see the difference in when I first turned this camera on and started talking to you and how I am now, yeah, I'm completely random and I don't really have any point. But if this is entertaining you enough to hold your attention, just take note of the difference at how quickly I have adapted to this situation. I've become comfortable with it. I'm more capable of dealing with it. Maybe not at the same level that some people, Some people are just made to be in front of cameras and talk to people. I still have fucking nightmares about a project I had to do in 6th grade science on polar bears. I knew everything about the fucking project. I mean, I had it all memorized. The one thing I didn't have memorized apparently was polar, spelled incorrectly in my blue marker on the big white poster board. I still remember that. Not that it really matters. I don't know why I remember it other than the sole purpose to use it for any kind of similar situation that I come about, such as that in the future. There is where the memory comes in and the ability to adapt, and just because I started out as being completely and utterly socially inept, I still have anxiety and I don't enjoy social situations. I mean, I can deal with it much better now. I am able to go out shopping wherever, Walmart, the grocery store, and get what I need, and I've learned to just kind of tune out everything around me. It's all the other people. I just completely ignore them. I pretend like they're not there. I convince myself they're not there. And most of the time that works. I'm able to do what I need to do and avoid pretty much any risk or chance of social interaction by careful plotting of my routes through the store. But whatever works. I mean, that helped me with shopping anyways. Didn't fatten my contacts list or my Facebook page friends. I'm one of the guys that has a Facebook page that's never been really touched since probably a year. I got a total of, I think the most I've ever had at one time is 40 friends. So what I do, I'll go through, like most people, they have people on there they don't even know. I'll go through and I'll take people off that I don't talk to, even if it's people I know. If I haven't talked to them, see, I see Facebook as having the purpose of communicating with people that you don't have any other means of communicating with. So if there's someone that's on my Facebook friends list that I eventually identify the pattern of no conversations, just not talking, not using fucking Facebook for what it was made for, then I don't see any reason to keep that person on my friends list and allow them to see my once every 3 to 6 months update about whatever it is I feel strongly enough and motivated to update about. Alright, I'm turning it off. I really want a fucking cigarette now. I might come back afterwards. I don't know. Later.